Okay, so I'm going to do a review of Batman The Long Halloween. Just to get my opinion out first, because I do have the book here with me, I'm just kind of going to go through point by point of what I like. I think it's a fantastic book. If you're looking to get into Batman or are already a Batman fan and haven't read this, read this now and you will either be a great Batman fan or be an even bigger Batman fan than you were previously. It has all the great villains that everybody knows. It has Two-Face, it has Catwoman, it has the Joker. Now notice the picture I have up on the screen. This cover is colored. The one I'm holding in my hand right now, the cover's blue and black, and that's it. I don't know why. So if you don't like spoilers and you really want to read this, turn the video off now. Okay, now that we have all those people gone, let's start with, issue 1, Crime. The writing on this first issue is very good. It really leaves you open to wanting more. The foreshadowing is great. It kind of leaves you open to guess who is the killer, and the artwork for the entire book by Tim Sale is very good. It's great artwork, but it's also kind of cartoony, which I like. In this, I'm just gonna give you a basic plot synopsis. Batman finds Carmine Falcone as recently featured in Batman Begins. Except he's not whispering Scarecrow. 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 He finds that Catwoman is there robbing the place, and Harvey Dent is there, but Selina Kyle is there before Catwoman shows up, obviously, because she can't be in two places at once. I was just flipping through this, and I noticed a great foreshadowing spot. This book is the origin for Two-Face, and in one part, the foreshadowing is a lot in the artwork. You see Harvey Dent's face, and he's talking, and you see half of his face is shaded, and half of his face isn't shaded. That's great foreshadowing. I have no idea what happened to Jeff Loeb. He's just really gone downhill after this. This is my favorite Batman story. Basically, Commissioner Gordon, Harvey Dent, and Batman agree to take down the Roman, as they call Carmine Falcone. And Carmine Falcone's, I think it's son. Or nephew. I think it's nephew. Yeah, it's nephew. Gets shot twice in the head, and we don't know why. The whole story is a murder mystery. So that's issue 1. I think it's great. Issue 2, I don't like as much. Oh yeah, and at the end of issue 1, Harvey Dent's house gets blown up. Issue 2, I do not like as much. The Thanksgiving issue, it's not really that good, except for the part with Harvey Dent pretending to be an Irish criminal, and he kind of has a mask to hide his face, and basically a Italian gang place that kind of works for the Roman. Carmine Falcone gets shot by the same guy who murdered the other Falcone's nephew, and end issue. Yeah, that wasn't really very good. The Christmas issue, on the other hand, I really like. I really like the Christmas issue. It's very good. It has one of my favorite Joker scenes, where he's just reading the newspaper, and you see, people talking about holiday, and he's like, and he's just singing happy holidays, la di da di da, la da di da di da, living in a winter wonderland. And then he just rips up the newspaper, and says, "I hate that song." I like that. I really like that. The Joker design is really good, and he's basically just stealing everybody's Christmas presents, and he's kind of quoting stuff. He's kind of quoting how the Grinch stole Christmas, which I like. And there's a great scene where Batman is at Arkham Asylum, and he's talking to Commissioner Gordon, and he's like, the Joker has escaped again, attacked some family, took all their Christmas presents, for God's sake. And Batman's just like, I know. I love that. And then you meet Calendar Man, which is a very interesting person to bring into this, since this is basically a story about holidays. And who better to bring in than Calendar Man? And they're just basically talking about the holiday killer. So we cut to a restaurant. There are some guys sitting there, and they're just talking. And one guy just starts laughing, and he's obviously been poisoned by the Joker. And he's talking to Maroni, and Maroni's about to pull a gun on the Joker, and he pulls out like this giant, like, extremely large revolver. It just looks ridiculous. He just says, "Mine's bigger." I like that. He calls him Holiday. He's like, "Wait, why are you calling me Holiday? I'm not Holiday." And I'm just flipping through to see where this issue ends. Okay, I just still have to go through a few more things. He kind of leaves him there, and Batman comes on Maroni and some other guy, and we see Harvey and Harvey's wife are still alive. Gilda is in a wheelchair, which is weird. They bought a new home, and yeah. And he finds the Joker there, and he's like, "Who are you?" And he thinks he's Holiday. And then he basically goes to the Falcone residence and finds and tries to get more information out of him. He throws cards at the guy, drives off, and then Holiday comes up and shoots the guy. I think it's Maroni. Yeah. And you see the Joker cards. No, it's Milos, the Roman's personal bodyguard, and yeah. End issue. The New Year's Eve issue starts off with the Joker trying to crash a plane, and he's actually making jokes. Like, he's called the Joker. You should make like some jokes. Excuse me. Sorry. Where all the flight attendants are dead, and they're all just smiling, and he's like, "Co-pilot, check. Navigator, check. Stewardess, federal regulations prohibit smoking on this flight," and there's a cigarette in her mouth. That's funny. I like that. Up and away, or whatever the hell the expression is. Yeah, very funny. I like that. It basically has Batman driving, and he finds the Joker. This is very interesting, how Batman has autopilot in a comic that was written in 89 or 98, and we don't have that yet. Again, I have said this before, not on this channel, but to other people, like, you have to buy a lot of crap to read comic books. Like, you have to suspend your disbelief a lot. to believe that a man can dress up like a bat and, fight crime, or that a guy can fly, or that a guy gets stranded on an island and learns archery and becomes a master archer. You have to buy a lot of crap. So that's fine with me. We then see Harvey Dent's office. Not much foreshadowing here, or very good writing, except for one scene where his assistant goes, "Sir, this is important. I found a connection, a link between Carmine, the Roman Falcone, and millionaire Bruce Wayne," which is very odd. And basically the Joker is trying to crash the plane into town square, and his logic is, there's 2,000 people in town square right now. One of them is probably Holiday. So it's kind of that it makes sense but doesn't make sense logic that the Joker always has. And then we see that Carmine Falcone and his son, I think no, it's another guy, are on a cruise ship, and they're having champagne to ring in the new year. And then we cut to Falcone's son, who's standing on the railing of the place, and he gets shot and he falls down. And this is actually a black and white gunshot scene. Instead of the first one, this is the only one that actually has the blood being red. Which I don't know why they didn't follow up on that. I mean, that would have been an interesting thing to follow up on. But that's beside the point. The Gordons throw Harvey a New Year's Eve party. There's something here that will come up later. His hair is wet, and he just says it's been snowing. He's wearing a hat. They're basically just talking. Yeah, not really much interesting. Batman catches the Joker, and the New Year is rung in, and that's it. End issue. The next one is Valentine's Day. I'm just kind of going off my head here. I haven't read this in a while, but I do know the plot, and I do know it's a very good comic. It starts off with Alfred greeting Commissioner Gordon and Harvey Dent into Wayne Manor. And they're basically just talking about Valentine's Day, and you see Carmine Falcone at his son's grave, and Batman is there talking to him, and he says, "Is it worth it? Is it? Is what worth it? The price? What the hell are you talking about? Your son. Alberto was never involved in my business, either directly or indirectly. How many other innocent sons have you destroyed? Nobody, and I mean nobody, speaks to me this way. Hey." And then he gets caught by Catwoman. That's a very interesting scene where Batman is trying to play with Falcone's head, kind of. That is really interesting. I like that. We then get another chase scene with Catwoman, and we then see Selina Kyle and Bruce Wayne at a place, and they're dancing. And this is some foreshadowing. This is kind of a plot hole. This is never followed up on. There's a guy who says, "Buy the lady a rose." my and then we see that he has white skin and he's smiling. This is obviously the Joker, but I can't really say anything about it because he never shows up again. Well, he does, but that's on the very end of the book, and it's almost like just a cameo. We then see somebody talking to Harvey Dent's assistant, and they're all basically another part of Falcone's gang are in a car, and they get shot and blown up. And that's about it. We then see that Gordon gives his wife, and Gordon and Harvey give their wives the same kind of Valentine that was left at the crime scene. That is very odd. I do not know why that is there. We then see that Bruce Wayne is being controlled by Poison Ivy. I do not know why. Batman can stop himself from being controlled by Scarecrow's fear gas. I think he can stop himself from being controlled by Poison Ivy. But that's just me. We then end issue. Next one is the St. Patrick's Day issue. We then see that somebody is getting out of Gotham Penitentiary. It's Falcone's daughter. Okay. Okay, I was just kind of confused there. Like, is that... never mind. We then see... I think that Bruce Wayne talking there, and he's just talking about, oh, I've changed my mind about the Falcone business and working with them. My mind may be foggy, yet I am at peace. Lost somewhere in the green. Yeah, he's clearly not himself. We then see that Poison Ivy is in the limousine with Bruce Wayne, and Commissioner Gordon is basically trying to figure out who did it. And we see the same kind of pistol that was used by Holiday being used by it's his kind of, yeah, it's Falcone's nephew. I was just, again, getting confused. And she's just shooting at a sign. And we then see Catwoman attack Poison Ivy as she's having dinner with Bruce Wayne. He's just being controlled and he passes out. And we then see that everybody's getting shot by Holiday again. And that's it. We then see that Catwoman is lighting the bat signal to try and make a deal with them. They want to help each other, so they're making a deal. You help me, I'll help you. Basically, kind of thing. The next one is April Fool's Day, and it has the Riddler on the cover. I think I'm gonna stop here. I'm at the 20-minute mark, which is odd.